everyone, it's Jackie, and today I'm going to show you the first 15 days of my ICAD. ICAD, if you're not familiar, is Index Card a Day. It is an art challenge put on by Daisy Yellow Art. I will link to it below if you want to know more, but the basic idea is that it encourages your creativity by getting you to make a piece of art every day on an index card, and you do that for the month of June and the month of July for a total of 61 cards. I'm taking a really laid-back approach to it. I didn't start it till the 10th of the month. Some days I do 1 card, some days I do 2 cards, some days I do no cards. I may or may not get up to 61 cards. I'm just having fun with it. It's something I saw last year and I thought it was really cool, and this year I felt ready. So what I'm using to do this, I saved the box to show you. It's a Heidi Swap Memory Decks tray that comes with all these different index cards. I got it on clearance, you can see, for $7.99 at Michael's. And the cards are 3.5 by 4 1/4. They have a glossy finish, which is annoying, but the box is so cute that I just could not resist it. It's this little wooden box. I'm going to put like a little tag in there, and it's so cute. So I've got them all taken out of the box right now, like they're just loose, so that I can show them to you, because it's easier that way. And so I'll show you the first 15 I have done. So first I did my title page for day 1, and it just says ICAD 2017. Most of my backgrounds I do using acrylic paint. I just use this cheapy Americana brand. I like it. It's nice and flowy and it works really well. And I just stamped on it, and I put a little gesso, and I traced around the outside. I painted a flower onto some deli paper and fussy cut it out and put that on the background. This is just a die cut, and I actually used up a pack of thickers doing my title, which makes me very happy. A little embossed the month on it, and that was day 1. For day 2, I took out my square dies, and I die cut squares of all sizes out of all these different colors of tissue paper that I have in my stash, and I just layered them and outlined them, and I think it looks cool, and it just says it's hip to be square. I just ran the card through my typewriter, so now it has like a permanent curve to it, but I keep straightening it out. It keeps going back to curvy. Next I did this one with acrylic paint. I just swished together some blue and some white paint, and that gave me a background. And then I had this stamp that I wanted to use, so I stamped it on a red piece of cardstock, and then I stuck it down and used my Ranger black ink to edge the outside of the card, and just used some white acrylic paint and a paintbrush to write "Love is all there is." I really love the colors on. I love blue and red together. This one I just felt like playing with my collage elements, and this is how it goes. I'm just like, it's either what in my stash do I want to play with today, what have I not used in a long time, or did something inspire me today? And that's kind of what's getting me started on all these cards. So today it was just I wanted to see what was in my collage elements. So I pulled them out, and I found this strip of painted paper, so I put it on the top and the bottom. I found these funny robots. And this is just stuff that I've cut out of magazines. Like I just have like a little bag of things I've cut out of magazines. Join the fun were some words I had, and I thought they went together in a kind of a funny way. And then I just brushed the card with matte medium and poured some glitter on it to get the silver glittery background, and then I stuck everything on top of that. This one is a little artsier, and I just wanted to do a hummingbird for some reason. I can't remember what got me thinking about hummingbirds that day. So I just Googled like simple hummingbird drawings, and I found one I liked, because I don't have that sort of natural ability to draw something out of my head. And then I just, copied it as best I could, and I think it turned out really nice. I used a brush pen for that to get different like thicknesses of the lines. And then I just painted it with my watercolors, and I accidentally put it on the card upside down. So to fix that, I ended up covering the holes with this piece of washi tape, punching new holes in the bottom, and I just, to make it look like I meant to do that, I just embossed "Love the Wild in You," which was a citrus twist stamp. On this next day, I wanted to use my neon paints, so I just took out all my neon paints, and I just finger painted a random design on the card. And then I found this picture of a girl in a magazine, and I loved her hair, so I put her down. And then she gave me the idea, this pink splotch fit perfectly for this wonder stamp, so I put that there. And then I just love the idea. What I'm trying to show here is that this is a woman with a beautiful face and a head full of ideas. So I used stamps that were like ledgers and numbers and rulers and like lines to show her thoughts. And what I'm trying to say is I think this is all of us. I think that we are all women with beautiful faces and heads full of ideas. So that's what I was trying to communicate there. And I just stamped on the tab because there's a tab. Might as well use it. On this one, I just felt like painting a galaxy background. I've done it a few times before. I felt like doing another one. So I just used acrylic paints. You just do like a black background and sponge on some magenta and some blue and sprinkle on some white, and it looks like a galaxy. And then I just used some gold paint through a stencil to do my spaceship and my planet. And I dug my label maker out of like way at the bottom of the drawer. I think it's been like 2 years since I've used it. And I just punched out far out. Stuck that down. I don't know why I feel the need to add words to my art. One of the things I'm struggling with in this project is not putting words on every single card, but it seems to be what I like to do. This one I just did like a really mixed media background. I put some collage elements down. I painted it orange and yellow. I put some stamping and some white stenciling. And then I hand painted some citrus slices on deli paper, fussy cut them out and stuck them down. And I think this might be my favorite card that I've done so far. And I just stamped out So Fresh. Love that card. It's so bright. The next one was inspired by a song written by a girl in my choir. She wrote a song called Fiercely Okay, and it's a really beautiful and inspiring song. And so what I did for this card is I just put down a layer of Tim Holtz tissue paper to give it a little bit of collaginess. And then I used the skills I learned in my Joanne Sharp Whimsical Lettering book. I did a review on that on another video on my channel if you're looking for it. To letter out the title, I Am Fiercely Okay, and then around the outside, and then I watercolored blue and purple around the letters and light blue around the border, and then I just wrote out the first verse of the song. It says, I am whole and in control of what I choose to believe. I choose to believe that my value's non-negotiable. It's constant and intangible. I dare you, believe. And I love that card. I shared it with my choir and they loved it too. The next one I got my inspiration from a video game that I play called Flutter, so that's the word that I put there. Basically, I've had this Vicky Booten butterfly stamp and die set since the spring, and I have struggled to make anything pretty with it because the butterflies are so, like, I don't know, clinically scientific. So I was like, today's the day. I'm making something pretty, and that's what I did is I ended up stamping them using Antique Linen Distress ink. Because it's water reactive, when you watercolor over it, the outline disappears, and I could just kind of do watercolory splashiness on it, and I think that looks nicer. And I just did an acrylic paint background on the card, and I just put the names of the butterflies, which I learned from my video game. It has like an encyclopedia of all these different kinds of butterflies. That's where I got the ideas for the colors. And actually, I really like that card, and I finally made something pretty out of that stamp set. The next one, it already had a floral design on the card, and I liked it, so I decided to kind of go with it. I just put some, like a light wash of pink paint on it. I pulled a sticker out of my Therapeutic Sticker Art Seasons book. I've talked about this a million times. I love this book. And that's where the flower came from. And then I hand painted the bee because I couldn't find a bee sticker that worked. I painted them myself with acrylic paints, and that's the first time I've ever painted an animal with acrylic art. I'm trying a lot of new things in this with this ICAD business, so it's pretty cool. And I just stamped some green pluses at the top. I like that card. This day I just was not feeling creative, so that's okay. Create anyway, right? So I just pulled out these Hampton Art stamps. I have like 4 sets of these. I never use them, so I thought, you know what, let's do it. So I did this stamp, and I colored it using my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. And you can see I wasn't even feeling creative enough to pick my own colors. I copied the colors on the card, and it's beautiful. Whatever, it's good. I like it. The next card, I was so excited because I found some Gansai Tambi Starry colors at Desserts. So excited to get these. They're these stunning golds. I'll just take them out. Gold pans, watercolors. I'm in love with these paints. I had to use them, so I just took all the colors and started making lines, and I thought it looks like a starburst, so I die cut a star and I colored it purple with a metallic marker, and I just used this Tim Holtz sticker on it. Really easy. That one came together really quickly. Sometimes I spend a lot of time on them. Sometimes I spend like no time at all. This one, I just felt like playing with every hexagon I could find in my stash. So I painted the background blue. I put some collage elements on it first, and then I used a hexagon stencil. I used hexagon stamps, and then I did these white hexagons also using a stamp. Then I die cut or no, I used a hexagon punch to punch out a hexagon here, and I backed it with gold hexagon vellum. And then I was going through my collage elements and I put this swan on it, and when I put the swan on it, suddenly it felt like my random hexagons was like an evening, and this was like a hexagon moon, and I loved it. So I put the swan on there, and I just outlined it with gold. Oh, and these little things are hexagons I punched out of a jelly print that I had. So yeah, just all my hexagons on this card. Love it. This is one of my favorites too. And no words. I find it so hard not to put words on my art. And this is the last one. It's purple. I wanted to use my hand-painted tape this time, so I did these when I did some jelly prints a few months back, and so that's what the green in the background is. I put down a few strips of it, and then I painted purple around. I thought that that kind of color scheme would go nicely with it. And then I just stamped on top of it like some little black words, and I used more stickers out of my Therapeutic Sticker Art Seasons book. So all of these are stickers, and I just outlined them, and I think it looked great. So yeah, I'll get these back in my box, and that's 15 down, 46 to go. So next time I have 15 more, I'll post another video. Are you doing ICAD? I want to see your cards too. I'm on Instagram, JackieQ2. I'm sharing all my cards there, so you may have actually seen all these already. So if you're sharing yours on Instagram, if you're sharing them here on YouTube, I would love to see them. So just leave me a comment below. Thank you so much for watching.